everyone, and welcome back to a time trial guide, which nearly didn't happen today because Gran Turismo forgot to actually set one up. Well, they've set this up then. We're at Red Bull Ring, and we are in Group 3 machinery. You can see that I've chosen the Ferrari. That's not all as it seems, because in this video, you've also got a lap with the Toyota Supra and the Audi R8. From racing medium tyres, I put this as easy. Bumps and the track limits can be a bit of an issue, and the goal estimate I put around a 1 minute 31.1. I'd say you've got 3 cars in this one, so I would recommend picking your favourite Group 3 car and just jumping in and having a go. If you do enjoy this video, as always, give it a like, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. But without further ado, let's get straight into this one then. So we're going to do this in the Ferrari first of all, and as we head towards turn number 1, what we're looking for is on the left-hand side there. It's 100 board or the Marshall box. Now you'll see here, in terms of my track position, I've got my left wheels over on the left side and my right wheels over on the curb. So I'm missing the green. The green is in the middle, and that's how I want to do this corner. I'm going to hit the brakes. Now in the Ferrari, turn 1 is quite deadly, if I'm brutally honest with you. So in this, I'll drop to second gear, but then I'm going to up to third gear on exit. Notice my adjustment on the throttle there. You have to stay on the red and white curbing. If you go off the red and white curbing, you are going to get an invalid lap there. So you do have to be careful of this. Stay on the red and white curbing, and you will be fine. Now, the Toyota Supra is really good through that corner. Other cars are definitely better than this Ferrari. But this Ferrari's strength is the corner coming up, and I will show you why. So we're continuing on through here then. We're heading up to the sharp right-hander here. What we're looking for is the 100 board or the 100 white line. Alternatively, on the right side, we do have a Marshall box there. Either of these are your brake markers. So as the Marshall box disappears, hit the brakes. Or as the 100 gets very close to the top of your screen, you can hit the brakes. Now, it is car dependent. Some cars will have to brake a bit earlier. In the Ferrari, we can brake very late here and last late brakers. So we turn into here, we're instantly on the throttle there and instantly accelerate out of the corner. This Ferrari, in low speed, is unbelievable on its acceleration. As you see right there, I just powered out that corner and I gained so much of an advantage. Going to head down here then, and on the left hand side is our next brake marker. It's a 100 board or the white line, but we're braking before we get to them. So what you could use here is a 100 board just below the rear view mirror, so make sure it just doesn't hit the rear view mirror and you should be fine here. You're going to brake in a straight line, and then as you start to release the brakes, you're going to turn in. So let's do that now. From 4th gear all the way down to 2nd gear here, we start to release the brakes, allows the car to turn, then instantly on the throttle as we accelerate out of here. A little bit of a wiggle there, but we managed to catch it very nicely indeed. We'll continue on over towards the right hand side now. Forget the 100 boards, we're going to focus on the 50 board there. Once again, just as it hits the top of your screen, or just below the rear view mirror right there, you're going to hit the brakes. Now, for this corner, you're going to trail brake a lot. What is trail braking? So you're going to do the brakes about 50%, 40%. You're trail braking all the way to the corner here. Watch as I do this now, and then I start to release the brakes. Let the car roll a little bit. I've gone to 2nd gear. I come out the corner in 3rd gear. Staying on the red and white curb in there is critical in terms of track limits. As the short circuit meets the full circuit, you can see where I've highlighted there, where the white lines join. This is your brake marker. So I've stopped this a bit earlier than when I'm going to brake. So as I literally get on top of this, I'm going to hit the brakes, and I'm going to drop to 2nd gear in the Ferrari. Now, it's all about rotation here, if you can do that. No, I stay in 3rd gear, but you can drop to 2nd gear, as I did that a fair few times to stop some of the understeer. Going to continue on out of this corner then. I'm going to head towards the final 2 corners. So we're going to go over towards the left-hand side, similar to turn number 1 here. Left tyres on the left-hand side of the green stuff. My right tyres on the right-hand side of the green stuff. The green stuff being the slippy stuff. We're braking just before that Marshall sort of defense fence there on the left-hand side. And what we want to do is hit the brakes, not for getting really chuck the car in here. We really want to get on the inside of the curb if we can. It'll drag the car around a little bit. Instantly on the throttle. I'm really being aggressive there on that corner. And before the Austrian flag hits the left-hand side of my screen, so you can see the tarmac there, Austrian flag will hit that left-hand side of the screen. I'm going to hit the brakes here. Now, you can drop to 2nd gear to get some more rotation if you're using a Ferrari. Other cars, you won't necessarily have to do that, but it's all about trying to get the car turned in on the inside. So drop to 2nd gear and then up to 3rd gear for some stability on the exit. Be careful of track limits on the exit there. I nearly spun the car as well due to the bumps on the curb. That's a 129.055. We're going to go on the pad then. This is the Toyota Supra. So the 100 board there is our brake marker as we go into this corner. Look how stable this car is on exit there. Beautiful. Much better than the Ferrari up ahead. So this is my 2nd lap on the control lap. The first one is on the right side, the 130.6. I did it on my very first lap. So that's why I always say in some of the titles, you know, at 90 seconds, 2 million credits. This is the reason, because you can just jump on and do this by watching this video. You get all the brake markers really quickly. Remember them, jump in, done. Easy, 90 seconds, 2 million credits. Quickest way to earn credits in Gran Turismo. Right, we're continuing on that corner. That corner that we've just gone out of, that's where the Supra struggles, really. That's where all FR cars will struggle. Coming down here, then the 100 board is our brake marker. We're going to drop to 2nd gear here, release the brakes, turn in, then we start to accelerate. Now, because I'm on the pad, I can control the oversteer a bit better than I can on the wheel. Continue on out of here then, forgetting the 100 board this time. There it is. We're looking for the 50 board before it hits the rear view mirror. We're on the brakes. We're trail braking towards the corner. We short shift to third gear there just to avoid any wheel spin as we continue on out of there. As the short circuit meets the full circuit, we brake, we turn in. Try to get our wheels on the inside of that curb and accelerate out. You can use a lot of this curb, by the way. Remember, you just have to stay on the red and white curbing and you'll be absolutely fine as we head towards the final 2 corners. So we're going to do like we did with the Ferrari up ahead. We're going to hit the brakes, turn in, abusing the track limits as much as we can. We understood a little bit there. That has cost us a little bit of time then. The Austrian flag there is our final brake mark as we turn into here. Just being careful of those track limits as we head towards the line. You can see there we lost some time, but even so, this is still a gold lap, and this is guaranteed gold by the end of the time trial. So we jump to the chase cam then. We're going to hit the brakes at the 100 meter here. As we go into here, you're going to see the car bounce a little bit there, and that's why the Ferrari struggles on turn number 1. I'm using ABS weak for those interested. In fact, if you're wondering about the tyre numbers, or the numbers above the tyres, it's not showing on chase cam, but it was showing on some of the others. Literally check out the description, and there is an FAQ there now for you. In the brakes at the 100 board here, we slow the car down, and we instantly get on the throttle there. We want to get on the power early here. The Ferrari and any MR car, to be honest with you, is going to be so strong out that corner because the weight of the engine is just going to plant the rear wheels down and you can bolt out of that corner. Other cars are just going to struggle with a bit of wheel spin because they don't have as much weight over those rear tyres. Once again, the 100 board is our brake mark here as we turn into here. Zeroing out the corner, using all of the track there. And we're going to head over towards the right-hand side, where, as I've said a couple of times now, forget about the 100 boards, focus on the 50 board now. As we go into here, we're going to trail brake, then we're going to drop second gear, short shift to third gear to avoid any wheel spin as we continue on out there. Just staying on the red and white curb in there. As the short circuit means full circuit, we brake here. We go towards the inside. The tyre does get hooked a little bit on the inside curb there. So we continue on in third gear, but do drop the second if you are struggling because it will give you that little bit more rotation. Head towards final 2 corners then, over towards left-hand side. Look at this as we straddle like green. We chuck it in here, we clip the curb on the inside. It allows us to really maximise acceleration, and the Austrian flag is our final brake marker as we go through this right-hander. Going straight towards the line there, getting a bit sketchy there. Once again, this is that 129.055 there. You can follow this one on the leaderboard. So in VR, I decided to go in my trusty Audi R8 then as we head towards turn 1. Once again, look at that 100 board. There it is, just disappears above the Audi Sport liveried window there. We continue on through here. Look how stable the Audi R8 is versus the Ferrari. Really is nice indeed as we continue on out of there and head towards the next corner. Once again, we're going to head over towards the left-hand side. We're looking for the 100 board on the marshal box on the right-hand side. You can see this on VR as well as we approach here. 100 board there. The marshal box isn't really helpful, so that's interesting to know on VR side as we accelerate out of here. I was always using the 100 board. I just point out the marshal box because it can be useful on different camera angles. 22.7 there in terms of sector 1, which is equal to my Ferrari, so the Audi definitely has more pace in it here. As we go down here then, the 100 board there, as it hits the top of the Audi Sport liveried window screen there, that's when we hit the brakes, we turn in, we accelerate out of this corner, and we're going to continue on. So as we're showing right now, this is the third car I've used here for this time trial. 50 board there is our brake marker. We're doing the same thing in every single car, of course, adjusting accordingly, whether it's front engine rear wheel drive or mid engine rear wheel drive here as we go to the next part there. Just understeering a little bit on that left hander. Really had to slow the car up there to get it round the corner. That's going to cost me a little bit of time here in this final sector, so that's somewhere I can improve on my VR lap. So we're going to do the same again with the Audi here. So marshal box on the left was our brake marker. We turn in, just understeered a little bit there, but we managed to keep it on circuit here. Final corner, chuck it in. We're using a lot of the curb on the inside there. We accelerate out of the corner. We head towards the line here then, and this is a 1 minute 30.19. It shows you can do it on VR as well. Now, the VR and pad Ghosts aren't available, and unfortunately, a lot of competitive lap times on there, but it's how you get to time trial. So we're going to head to sport mode. There we go. There's the logo. We're going to click into there. You're then presented with this screen. What we're going to click is online time trials on the right-hand side. You've got the choice of 2 time trials here. Pick out the Red Bull Ring Group 3. That is our latest time trial to pick from. And here we have the gold, silver, bronze time and all the information you need. So the gold time at the moment, a 1:31.48. I think that's going to get down to a 0.1. So if you get under that, you should be absolutely fine. If you want to have a look at my replay, go into the rankings here and you'll see that I'm currently P3 and you can watch the replay. Alternatively, you can jump into the actual session and load the ghost and follow my ghost that way if you want to do that. But in terms of this time trial, it's a common combo we use in the daily races, so this should be a relatively easy one for you to do. Hopefully this guide is of use to you, and if it is, there's one thing you can do, and that is to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed to the channel. It's free to do, of course, and it will give you notifications on new content. That's going to be it for this week. The last week's time trial at Le Mans is right there for you.
do check out my Fanatec link in the description. They've obviously introduced more partnerships there with iRacing and getting their wheel working there. GT Amiga, go use code Tidgney at checkout, and the Coach Dave Academy laps, they're in a pinned comment. Thank you as always, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.